students, here I am to begin this lesson. Yesterday we have seen from the launching word, we have seen the glossary, answer the following questions, and today I am going to explain to you the close study and the paragraph. We should finish within the things, and there is a end of this lesson. We will see what to do in the further things. Close study, we have a few things to identify. So we have first question. Read the following extract carefully, discuss in pairs, and then answer the questions given below them. Statements goes like this. Love swells like the Solway, but ebbs like its tide. There are the choices. What is Solway here? Answer is the river that separates England from Scotland is called Solway. B. Who does Lochinvar speak this line to? This line, Lochinvar speaks to the bride's father. C. What is the figure of speech used here? The figure of speech is used here, simile. D. Explain the figure of speech. In this simile, love is compared to the ebb and flow of a river. Lochinvar describes has love for Alan, a swelling like the river Solway at one point of time, but now having receded like the ebbing tide of the river. Second question. Second statement is like this. Then spoke the bride's father, his hand on his sword. For the poor graven bridegroom said never a word. A. What did the bride's father speak? Answer. The bride's father wanted to know whether Lochinvar came there as a friend or a foe or an enemy. He asked Lochinvar if he would dance at the bridal party. B. Why did he keep his hand on the sword? Answer. He kept his hand on the sword ready to fight with Lochinvar if he had come there as an enemy or foe, full stop, since the bridegroom did not act, comma, the father had to act. C. Why did not the bridegroom say even a word? Answer. He was a coward and was afraid to confront gallant Lochinvar. Gallant or valiant, furious Lochinvar. Now comes as a paragraph writing. Discuss in paragraphs or groups of a 4 or each the answers to the following questions. Note down the important points for each questions and then develop the points into a one paragraph answer. First question. Pick out all the details from the poem, which helps Longchenpa to hide his real intentions. Answer. Longchenpa entered the hall boldly, B-O-L-D-L-Y, as though he had nothing to hide, full stop. When questioned by the bride's apostrophe as father, Longchenpa replied that he was there only to dance and drink. Full stop. Since Longchenpa was late, the bride had already consented to marry another suitor, S-U-I-T-O-R, chosen by her parents. Full stop. So, Longchenpa pretended as if he weren't interested in seeking her and declared that there were far lovelier maidens who were happy to wed him. Full stop. When he had to convey to Alan his real intention, he whispered just one word in the ears of Alan and succeeded at communicating to her what his intentions were. Full stop. At the same time, since he whispered just one word, others did not suspect him. Full stop. Thus, we see that Longchenpa hid his real intentions. Second question. How did Longchenpa finally win Alan for himself? This is a very important question. You mark it with the reading kit if you want. Okay, and mark it IMP. Answer. As Longchenpa reached the Netherby gate, the bride Alan had formed her personal opinion of him as a gallant, G-A-L-L-A-N-T, who had arrived late. Full stop. However, when Longchenpa expressed his desire to dance and drink, she kissed the goblet, G-O-B-L-E-T, of wine, W-I-N-E, before offering it to him. Full stop. The two danced in pair, P-A-I-R, with a grace, G-R-A-C-E, and filled the room with the charm, C-H-A-R-M, of their presence. The groom stood there, ashamed and unable to do anything. Full stop. The parents, comma, bridesmen, comma, kinsmen and brothers also could do nothing to stop. Full stop. They were immobilized, I-M-M-O-B-I-L-I-Z-E-D, by his stately form, F-O-R-M. Full stop. It only took one touch of his hand and one word in her ear, E-A-R, of Alan to bend to his incredible will. Incredible spelling, I-N-C-R-E-D-I-B-L-E, incredible. He was able to win back Alan's apostrophe S love, full stop. He galloped, G-A-L-L-O-P-E-D, away on his horse with Alan. The clans, C-L-A-N-S, tried to chase, but their bride was lost without being in sight. Full stop. Thus, Lochinvar won his love back. Now comes the third question. Only the brave deserve the fair. Put that in inverted comma. Justify the statement with a reference to the poem Lochinvar. It's also important question. You mark it. Or you can, in the exam they may ask like this also. If you want, you write it this question. How do you say that Lochinvar were very brave? Okay. Answer. Lochinvar relates the adventure of the young Scottish knight, K-N-I-G-S-T, in connection with the lady he loves, Alan. Full stop. Her father has disapproved of their love and arranged her marriage with an unworthy person. Full stop. As wedding celebration are going on, the gallant, G-A-L-L-A-N-T, knight, K-N-I-G-S-T, rides forth unarmed to the bride's apostrophe S house, nether by hall, full stop. When he enters the hall, the father asks Lochinvar whether he comes as a friend or an enemy or foe, F-O-E, full stop. He says that he has come only to dance and drink at the wedding party. Full stop. So, saying he quickly starts dancing with Alan. Full stop. He whispers to her and dancing towards the door where his horse is standing, comma, he quickly lifts her on to it and himself leaps, L-E-A-P-S, into the saddle, S-A-D-D-L-E, and rides away with her. With this, we have finished the question answers of this lesson, launching verb, and here this lesson ends. See you soon for the next